What have we done,
I don't
Patrick?
know.
We went and recorded like 250 episodes of a Star Trek podcast, Patrick.
Wow, 250.
I said like, I don't know. I don't know if we've reached that yet. We're probably close to that, if not beyond that. I remember a while ago we hit 200 and I was like, oh, that's neat. You know.
Yeah, someone should have stopped us by now.
They really should have. That would have been the responsible thing to do, let's be honest.
Paramount tried.
Oh, they tried. They tried and we died, or at least our merch operation did. Not okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, someone should have sent some assassins.
Yeah.
Long ago.
Yeah.
Like the Boeing assassins.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We should have suicided ourselves in a parking lot under very suspicious circumstances. Killed ourselves by stabbing ourselves in the back of the neck or something. No.
I was telling my coworkers about the Boeing assassinations, and they looked at me like I was crazy, like they didn't believe me. I'm like, no, this is actually happening.
Yeah, it's like Boeing actively happening.
Killed a whole bunch of people.
Right.
Yeah.
as you do. I mean, this is like not new for like, you know, any corporate entity to be murking people. It's just something that happens, you know. No. If you ever hear of a suspicious suicide for someone who like works for a high level company, come on.
Chiquita Bananas probably killed like hundreds of people down in South America.
Oh, 100%. No.
Yeah.
Chiquita and Dole have like so much goddamn blood on their hands and their bananas. Mm-hmm. Like the only reason
bananas
you can enjoy a banana at like, you know, like 25 cents a piece as an American is because of like,
and Christmas.
Yeah, it's like the only reason you can enjoy that is because we have subjected the third world to absolutely horrible conditions under our corporate colonization of the third world. It's capitalism, baby, and it's disgusting. Like whenever you hear about like, I don't know, like anybody that does business overseas, especially in a third world country, is reinforcing the status of that place as a third world country by not paying people what, you know, like a living wage in any way.
Yeah.
They're paying them like a going rate for that area, which is why it's still a third world country. And so that's why, you know, when you buy something from, you know, it's made in like a third world country, it's not exactly ethical, but it's more on the producers of these places and like what they're doing with capitalism, because, you know, you can't blame someone for buying something that's cheap, especially if they don't have a lot of money. You can blame rich people for that, though.
Expensive our groceries are.
You wouldn't believe, I deliver mail to like very rich places, and you wouldn't believe like how many like people buy, you know, like very like rich people buy stuff from like Shein and stuff like that, you know, and like Wish.com type shit. Like it's in Temu, like it's an enormous amount of people who are very rich are also simultaneously very cheap. You know, live in like a $4 million house, and you know you're constantly getting like clothes that cost like $20 from a third world country, and I'm like, I don't love
and that's
that.
somehow cheaper than just like buying something from someone that makes it right down the street from you.
Yeah. Speaking of stuff made right down the street from you, that's American made right here in your own country. We got my favorite company I run, Dumb Idiot BS. Did you know that we have a Patreon?
Oh yeah, I did. Actually,
it's a Patreon.
I've heard some things.
You've heard some things. You don't get any of the money though. That's all for me. Sorry, Patrick. Yeah.
That's right, you don't get a fucking cent, baby.
So it's patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. And that's kind of our banner company for all of our podcasts and our merch and stuff like that. Our other podcasts include The Media Dungeon, Soy Trek, which you're listening to, and Prison Breakdown. We'd love if you give any of those a check out. They're all pretty cool podcasts. We also have some defunct podcasts like Dumb Idiot Bullshit, My Wife, and Getting Head, a Bucket Cast. And all of that is available on our Patreon. So we've got probably all told maybe 400 or 500 episodes of different podcasts on the Patreon. And, you know, some of our fans have been telling me, and I've been seeing that people have been going back and, like, listening to our back catalog of stuff, including, like, a lot of stuff in the Getting Head of Bucket Cast archive, which was my first podcast. And that was a podcast about Buckethead, where we reviewed his hundreds of albums. But also it was more about, like, you know, culture and stuff like that. And a lot of people have given accolades to our, I think, 3-part series with Cool Shrek, at Cool Shrek, or Cool Shrek Memes. You might know her. You've probably seen a lot of her screen caps on the internet. She's very funny. But we did like a 2 or 3-part series on quicksand fetishism, which is absolutely fascinating. We also did, I think, a 5-part series with my brother, a criminology professor, about Heathcliff comics. So there's hours and hours of that. The
fake ass Garfield, as I like to call him.
Go fuck yourself. Heathcliff is a superior orange cat, and he predates Garfield. Garfield's a fucking ripoff, man.
Which is strange, yeah. It's like one of those times where, like, the ripoff is actually more famous. But I do remember that I used to watch the Heathcliff cartoon when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And the Garfield one. I love the Garfield one.
Yeah. Heathcliff, no one should terrorize the neighborhood. God, that shit was a bop. This was a bop.
Yeah, it was a bop.
Anyway, so we got a bunch of tiers.
He's no Lorenzo Music, though.
Lorenzo Music was a great voice actor. You're not wrong. So
he was Garfield.
He was Garfield. He also, I want to say, didn't he play Peter? Was it Peter Venkman on The Real Ghostbusters? I think he played one of the guys.
I think so. Yeah.
You know, he's just a legendary voice actor. Did a bunch of stuff. So we got a bunch of tiers on our Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can help support us and keep us editorially independent and ad-free. For as little as $5 a month, we give you a shout-out each and every program and say thank you to people just like Phil McCavity, Danny, Dylan Lance, Jordan Hale, Elizabeth Hearn, Nick Savard, Shane Sawyer, David Craning Seitz, Electric Baphomet, B. Flig, Teddy, Jessica Cullen, Shrimp God, Shane Williams, Sam Mayo, Locke Fanile, Anthony Cabrera, Seb, Robert Yolito, Asher Pliskin, Skeptic, Papa Poison, Awful Star Trek Drawings, Jose Martinez, Gabe Siciliano, Big Strong Boy, Gursky, Jormore, Kyle Simmons, Gillian McCrary, SFC Punk, 7 of 9, D. Riker, Ethan Adams, James Hartman, Iggy, Abigail Simpson, Vinny, Luna Dahlia, former Twink, Nathan G, DJ Robinson, and our great friends over at the Hate Speech Podcast, which you should definitely check out.
Hells yeah.
Tyler and the other guy. Nate's the other guy. I said
the other guy.
Yeah. Tyler, we talk a lot on the old, or actually not anymore. I need to get back on Twitter more. I haven't been very active on Twitter. I used to be very active on Twitter, putting out a lot of Star Trek thoughts and stuff.
It's getting worse.
It is getting worse, but at the same time, I also have a job where I work 60 hours a week now, plus another job and another job. So I be busy.
The posting has to take a backseat.
It does. I just have to like think of funnier things while I'm working and just randomly post them. You know what? Maybe that's the move. That's probably the move. Let me check that out. Anyway, so
I try to limit it to threats. On Twitter.
For $10 a month on our Patreon, you get access to the motherfucking
Media Dungeon.
What's that, you may be asking? Well, it is my private media server with over 20,000 films. 20,000 films. That's more than every streaming service combined. You know what else it's got? It's got every episode of Star Trek ever released in the best quality, including upscaled AI rips of both Voyager and DS9, the very best ones available. So you can watch Voyager and DS9 in 720 or 1080. Like you could never watch it before. What else we got? We got over 1,700 shows, and I keep active on the best shows coming out. I like to, download them, put them up. There's some great stuff on there. There's some dog shit on there. I've got like all of like Sammy Hagar's show where he goes around and hangs out with guys like Guy Fieri. Speaking of Guy Fieri, I got all of Diners, Dive-Ins, and Jives. I got all motherfucking types of shit, baby. Stuff you would not believe. I got all of Chris Angel's Mind Freak.
Oh, hell
I got all the modern Marvels and How It's Made, the daddest shows ever. Speaking of dad shows, Band of Brothers, got that one. Duh. I got so much shit. But also, for $20 a month, if you ever checked out Soy Trek, the merch operation, I got all that stuff available. And I send out monthly packages of just whatever I feel like making. Sometimes Star Trek related, mostly Star Trek related, not always. I think I'm going to do a big sticker run for the next month.
Hells yeah.
I might do one last summer drop.
Not Sticker Mule.
It's we're not going to use Sticker Mule anymore, no. And I'm not going to make stickers anymore just because like quality control is kind of difficult and it's such a tedious process. It's so tedious. But yeah, that should be cool. So once again, that's patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. Patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. Help keep us running smooth, like my poops now that I started taking fiber supplements again.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
that's good.
I don't know why I wasn't thinking it, because like especially after I had that enema a few weeks ago, I was like, maybe I should. Why am I not like taking fiber? Because that'll like clean it out, like, and keep it clean, baby. Keep that shit clean. And I do, but
clean
like
as a whistle, fake as a thistle.
I gotta say, like now I have to take like 3 or 4 shits a day. Like I actually have to take both of my 10-minute breaks at home so I can take a big fucking shit at work. So thankfully my route, my postal route is like within like maybe a mile of my house, 2 miles. And so like I can drive there within a couple minutes, and like, you know, you're allowed to go up to like 5 minutes out of your way or something like that in order to like get to your break spot. And so I'm actually allowed to go home to take a shit every day, twice. So I take 2 shits a day at home on work time, which is pretty fucking sick, dog. And because of the fiber, it doesn't take me more than 10 minutes, you know?
No. Yeah, so if you're out there and you see Britt running to their house, you know, very urgently, you know, help out, grab a bucket or something. Dude,
you have no idea, like, because I usually take a shit like right when I wake up, and then from the time I get to work until like 9:30 or 10 o'clock, which is when I usually get to my place for my first break, I am just like farting. I am just like I'm keeping it low key. I'm not like ripping them. But thankfully, there's a dude next to me who sometimes has really bad gas and just rips farts at work, and so I can just totally like blame it on him because everyone's like, oh yeah, he's that old guy who farts. Like straight up, this guy one day he was just like ripping a fart every like 3 minutes, and I'm just like,
oh my
why
God.
is no one saying anything? It's just like he's farting loud too. Like he's a loud farter, and he's just like ripping ass. And I'm pretty sure there's a person in like the cubicle thing next to him, and like I'm there, and I don't know. He also like he'll fucking drive off the lot with just like a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, like lit, like in his postal van, which I don't think you're supposed to do, but it's funny. Like he's
he doesn't even give a fuck.
Yeah. I don't even know his name. I told him my name
Between
the
the two
other
of
day.
you, like they're gonna see like
Yeah, right.
he just grunts.
Yeah.
Maybe his name is Grunt.
Yeah, maybe that's probably his name. I'm just gonna call him that. See what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah,
They're gonna see like
that's probably enough talk there because we're here to talk about some Star
about
Trek
farting.
today. About farting. Yeah, enough fart talk. Sorry, this is
the end of fart talk.
Oh wait, I think I got a fart here.
a single other fart has to be mentioned from this point forward.
Yeah. So we're here today to talk about some Star Trek. Yeah, that's what we do as a podcast. I think we talk about Star Trek. So today we're here to talk about
Hell
Star Trek Prodigy because that is the most recent iteration of Star Trek to drop. And we are working our way through the second season, which all dropped at once. So today we're here to talk about Star Trek Prodigy, Season 2, Episode 11, Last Flight of the Protostar, Part 1, and Episode 12, Last Flight of the Protostar, Part 2. We get another two-parter, which is really nice. That happened last time, and it all lined up, so it was like we got to watch like a big complete episode all at once, which is fun. So,
Yeah, I can dig it.
me too. Star Trek Prodigy, Season 2, Episode 11, Last Flight of the Protostar, Part 1. First aired on July 1st, 2024, with the rest of the episodes of the season. Dropped on Netflix. It's the 30th of 39 episodes produced in Prodigy, and the 929th episode released in all of Star Trek. It was written by Deandra Pendleton-Thompson, who worked as a writer's room assistant on Picard Season 1 and has written 8 episodes of Prodigy, including Immortal Star Part 1 and 2 and Let Sleeping Borg Lie. It's directed by two people, Roland Lee and Andrew L. Schmidt, who have been pairing several times this season already, I think. Roland Lee does 6 episodes overall this season, and Andrew L. Schmidt has done 7 episodes of Prodigy, including my favorite, All the World's a Stage, as well as Supernova Part 1. So, lots of stuff on their resume. You ready to get into it?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. We open on a fruit-bearing tree, dropping some fruit. Someone picks it up. They catch a fish and put its roe on the fruit and eat it. So, getting a complete... that's some paleo shit right there. That's fruit with fucking... fruit with salmon roe. Yeah, delicious. Delicious.
Chakotay would do a paleo diet.
Yeah, oh yeah, he definitely, especially if he was like stranded, he'd be like, well, it's time to go paleo. I mean, better time than never. So the person also whittles a little Starfleet officer.
That's the thing, like I feel like ships should have like I feel like an emergency thing for ships should be like a whole bunch of like just seeds and stuff.
Right.
Like if they were to get stranded on a planet, they could easily like do some sort of like farming or something.
That's only if it's like
Which
an
would make
M-class
sense.
planet, though. Like,
Yeah.
but
I mean, he's on an M-class planet.
I think they said it was like a P-class planet or something, didn't they? Like, it's barely survivable. I'm not sure, though. The person whittles a little Starfleet officer. It's like a chess piece. And guess what? It's Chakotay, living a solitary life on this lonely planet, day after day, doing the same thing over and over and over until he has a full chess set. Once he has the full set, he sighs, lonely and alone. He looks out on the world he's in and breathes deeply, and then he hears a commotion. And guess what? It's our boys! It's the kids caught in his net trap. And he's like, I'm going to eat these children. I don't know if I can eat the rock one, but the jelly one especially. It looks delicious. Could you eat Murph, do you think? Do you think Murph's edible?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he is sort of like has a toughness to him that teeth can't get through. So I feel like he would probably be resistant to chewing. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not sure how he is cooked. Like, he is an alien, but like
I think he's impervious to heat though. So, but I don't know. After he dies, can he be cooked? That's what I'm wondering.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm wondering if you put him in a slow cooker, a pressure cooker or something, and just like, have it go low and slow for a while. I'm sure you could probably eat Murph.
Yeah, make him like a pulled pork, a pulled Murph. Yeah, I mean, he's already like gelatinous.
Yeah, he's bones?
I think he's already like gelatinous though, so it's like I don't think you could like gelatinize him, like you would with like a meat. No. I don't know. It's interesting to think about cooking Murph.
Well, we gotta go to like one of the Star Trek cruises that Kate Mulgrew's on and really grill her on this. Like, answer me. Can we
she'll
Murph?
Love that. We'll just like corner her in a bar and be like, "Hey, can we buy you a drink?" And then she thinks she's gonna get like fucking banged out by two dudes, but instead we're like, "Hey, listen, we need to talk about Murph. Can you like pressure cook Murph?" And she'll be like, "What's happening? I thought I was gonna get banged out by two dudes."
She hears that and hits a panic button. We get knocked out and we wake up and they're giving us to Somali pirates.
Not again.
They're yours. No.
So the kids tell Chakotay, caught in his trap, that by coming to the planet he changed the past and that the Loom, some time monsters, are after them. Chakotay believes they're never getting off the planet, and Hala Janeway is also there to keep him company. She looks unhappy, but it's the past Hala Janeway, the one who's never met the kids. She looks unhappy. In the Protostar, Chakotay talks with Hala Janeway, and she thinks that the kids might be telling the truth, saying a little compassion might not hurt. Outside, there's a lightning storm, so the kids have to take refuge in the Protostar, and they let them. They meet Hala Janeway again and tell her they missed her, which confuses her because she hasn't met them yet. Chakotay tells them that they ejected the protocore and the Protostar has no way to fly. He reiterates that they're never getting off the planet. Chakotay talks defeatism for a bit, and Dahl asks if this is how Starfleet trains their captains, which is like a fucking burn, man. Like, that's not something you can actually say to a captain. Like, they'll kick your ass. I'm just surprised Chakotay was not like, I'm not afraid of beating up a child.
Especially given like, I mean, I feel like old Chakotay definitely would let it slide because he just
doesn't care.
He was pretty much checked out.
Completely checked out.
Yeah, like this is honestly the best acting they've ever got out of Robert Beltran.
Homeboy was checked out for like, although it sucked, but like a romance plot with Jerry Ryan. Like, come on, man.
Yes.
Come on. How could you be checked out of that, dog?
Yeah, I wonder if that was like a Hail Mary type thing to try to get, some good performance out of him for the finale. It's just like, come on.
It'd be funny if they were like, Ryan. Hey, listen, Robert, we're going to bring Kes back and you get to have a threesome with him and Seven. And Beltran's like,
well, maybe I could pull something out.
Pull something out, all right. Pull out that Akuchi Maya, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think we've figured out what does get Robert Beltran to give a good performance. Desperation and money.
Yeah. I mean, eating Raoul, he's really good in that. I think that's the only other thing I've really seen him in, though. Like, have you seen him in much? I don't really know.
I've not seen Eating Raoul.
Let's see. So, what else is he in? Obviously, Chakotay. Eating Raoul is his big one. Oh, I guess he played Hamlet several times.
Okay.
Interesting. Oh, he's actually done quite a bit of theater, which is interesting. He's done Macbeth, Henry Part 4. Let's see. Oh, he was in Lone Wolf McQuade, Night of the Comet.
Oh, he was in Night of the Comet?
Yeah, I don't really remember him in there, but he's in there apparently. He's in Bugsy.
Yeah, me either.
Not the one with the children, but the other one.
Of course, I remember Leanna Quigley.
Oh, he's in Nixon, too. Nixon was pretty good.
Say what?
Yeah, the Oliver Stone film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Huh. And he's in a ton of television too. Obviously. He was in Big Love is like one of the leads. Yeah. Okay. Well, good for him. He's definitely getting work, even though he's kind of a douche. Yeah, it's Chakotay though. Where were we? So Dahl asks if this is how Starfleet trains their captains to give up at the first inconvenience. Dahl sits in the vacant captain's chair, and Janeway says that Chakotay lost his drive to leave after his entire crew died. Mostly just a dreak. She tells him that it's...
Yeah, he only had one crew.
Yeah, exactly. She tells him that it's hopeless and goes to check on Chakotay. The kids wonder why Wesley Crusher would have sent them there if it's a hopeless cause, and they surmise that instead of fixing the ship, they need to fix a captain for the ship first. And by fix, I mean cut off his fucking balls.
We can't have any little Chakotays running around.
Definitely not. So in the morning, the kids set about their plan, trying to cheer up Chakotay and give him hope. They put up the inaugural Protostar plaque. Rock Talk helps Chakotay collect some fruit. And by that, I mean they go cruising at the gay bar together. So Murph catches Chakotay a ton of fish. Jankum fixes their dune buggy. Majel and Gwyn work on refitting the ship with some shielding. Jankum goes to work on engineering the ship back into shape. Over with Dahl, he's collecting fruit when he sees a plant that seems to be electric that shocks him. And he's like, oh, I think that's a fetish of mine now. And he pulls out his dick, sticks it in the fucking shock plant. Too bad it's this planet's poison ivy. And his dick grows a lot of bumps, and he doesn't know what to do with it. And he's like, and Chakotay's like, maybe the only cure is spit, Dahl. And Dahl's like, that's pedophilia, clearly. You can't do that. You can't say that. Not on a podcast. So
he's just like, what are you going to call the cops? I don't see any cops.
Yeah, right?
For hundreds of billions of miles.
Yeah, fucking call the cops. I'll suck their dicks. So suddenly a giant shadow looms over Dahl like some great creature. Another lightning storm strikes. Chakotay saying it's the worst he's seen in years, and they can't get a hold of Dahl, so they go out to find him. In the dune buggy, Jankum says that lightning won't strike his, or hopes that lightning won't strike his metal hand, when suddenly a giant sandworm type thing eats through the ground, chasing them. The dune buggy falls into...
Trying to get that dune money.
Oh, definitely dune money. And they're in like a dune buggy. Little dune buggy. Why didn't they use... Oh, they should have used Dune Buggy by Presidents of the United States of America on Dune. That would have been perfect for that film. Just the tone of the film. Presidents of the United States. They could use Peaches too. That would have been perfect.
Ooh.
Lump. Like, yeah,
that would have been a completely cursed trailer. Just like instead of like instead of who did the score again? It was Hans Zimmer. Instead of Hans Zimmer, it was just like the President of the United States of America.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. Yeah, that I feel like that would have happened if like Cameron Crowe directed the Dune films. Ooh, yeah, give Cameron Crowe the Dune films. That'd be great. Let's do it. Line it up, baby. So the Dune buggy falls into a giant hole where they encounter the sandworm eel thing, whatever it is. It tries to eat them, and suddenly they begin to lose gravity, so Murph straps them all in, seatbelt style, baby, on the Protostar, and also strap-on. He gives him a strap-on as well. And Gwen's like, oh, this fits so well. I never knew I needed this. So on the Protostar, they lose everybody's signal, but Dahl and the dune buggy head into a debris field. The team parks the dune buggy near Dahl's signal and come into a giant cave with tons of electric plants and some kind of beacon on top. Dahl is there, and with him is Adrik's body, his skeleton. And it's just like the fucking bird skeleton. It's pretty cool. With the birds,
yeah, it's apparently those spikes on his head were bones.
Yeah, that wasn't his hair.
Hair
Yeah, exactly. I think that was a nice touch, actually. I thought that was funny as fuck. I was like, wait, what? That's how his head's shaped? Okay. So with Adrik's skeleton, they find a tube of antimatter. And Chakotay admits Adrik was right all along. Chakotay gives Adrik's comm badge to Hollow Janeway later. Chakotay says he lost hope, but the kids gave him a new hope, like Star Wars. Dawson, yeah, right? And that's what he says, and he's like, may the Force be with you. And they're like, man, that old-ass movie, shut the fuck up.
That would be funny. I mean, you'd think Star Wars would exist in this timeline.
It might have. It might have gotten
Star Trek.
It might have gotten wiped out in World War III, though, because we know the only music that still exists is classical jazz and the Beastie Boys, and so
that's true.
I don't know. Like, you know, I'm not sure if like
it's one of the
other media survived.
Which is fair. I mean, I think that's probably why they were able to, without Star Wars, that's why they were able to reach a, post-scarcity utopia, because Star Wars wasn't there.
Very true.
No one was spending time bitching about Star Wars on the internet.
So, I mean, J.J. Abrams did both, though. So, we got to consider that. And people on the internet bitched about all of it. Chakotay says he lost hope, but the kids gave him a new hope. And Dahl says with the antimatter, they finally have a chance at getting off the planet. And the planet's like, yeah, sounds good to me, man. Get me off, baby. The crew holds a funeral for Adrik and lays his body to rest. Chakotay tells the kids to prepare the Protostar to fly the motherfuck out of there. End of episode. What do you think?
Yeah, it was good. I thought it was an interesting planet they made up. Like, I'm glad these kids were able to give Chakotay some semblance of life. They animated him like some sort of like weird puppet. He was able to like smile and have fun and act good.
Yeah, I mean, the acting, like, I don't know, like he's voice acting, which is a different thing. Yeah, it's whatever.
He did it while he recorded his lines while in bed, so he's fine.
Yeah, that's true. He probably just recorded it into an iPhone and like they have just brilliant like sound designers who are like cleaned it all up.
Or did the Majel Barrett type thing where he just gave them
all the syllables. No, this is just
all the syllables.
This is just AI Robert Beltran, and it's better than regular Robert Beltran.
Well, okay. This, if they want to sell AI, this is the way to do it. Be like, Like, wow, Robert Beltran's really like doing a good job here. That's not him. That's AI.
Fooled you, motherfucker.
They all stand up and start clapping.
Yeah, I would actually be like, well, you know what? You got me. AI art isn't always terrible.
We're going to make millions off of this.
Yeah. So, but no lie, AI art is... It's a bad one.
Yeah.
It sucks. It all sucks. Fuck that shit, man. So that's that episode. I liked it a lot. I give this one a solid 8 out of 10. You know, it's despite Robert Beltran. It was a really good episode. I thought it held together nicely. Told you know, a little story, part of a bigger story, but it's a 2-part episode, so I'll forgive that. All right, you ready? And it also showed a lot of cool values like teamwork and like hope and stuff like that. Good episode. Good episode. Good for kids.
Yeah.
Good for children.
Help kids curing depression.
Hell yeah. Like make kids like want to leave home. Like be like, oh, I can get the fuck out of here. Yeah. That's the subtext of that is like kids leave home. You know, your home is like restrictive and full of flying eels that are trying to eat you, aka your parents.
Eels up inside you, finding a hole where they can.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Sounds like a metal song. Sounds like a Disturbed song, brother.
It's the Mighty Boosh.
Oh, okay. I didn't recognize that. All right, so Prodigy Season 2, Episode 12, first aired on July 1st, 2024. Oh, the name of it, by the way, is Last Flight of the Protostar, Part 2. It's Part 2 of the episode we just watched. It's the 31st of 39 episodes produced in Prodigy, and the 930th episode released overall in Star Trek. We're getting closer to 1,000 every day. I think, I don't know, probably by the time Starfleet Academy's first or second season rolls around, we'll probably have 1,000 seasons, or 1,000 episodes of Star Trek altogether, which is pretty fucking crazy to think about.
We'll have Paul Giamatti.
I keep forgetting he's in there. I'm so excited. Although, you know what I'm not excited for? Have you seen the trailer for Section 31?
I don't think I've seen the trailer. I think I saw like a brief thing about it, and I was just like, I was completely checked out. I didn't even care.
No, it looks bad, dog. It looks real bad. So, sorry, back to this episode of Prodigy. It was written by Alex Hansen, who's a production coordinator on Prodigy, whose only other credit is How to Get Rid of a Body and Still Be Friends as a production assistant. It's co-written by Aaron J. Waltke, who is a longtime producer of Prodigy, done a ton of episodes, very active on Twitter, cool guy. And it's directed by Sung Shin, who is the most tenured Prodigy director, having done 16 episodes, I believe. Very tenured. We open on an admiral's log from Janeway. She says Voyager is on the mend after an attack from the Loom. She says Crusher, Wesley Crusher, convinced the kids to go through a portal to find Chakotay to fix the timeline. The doctor gives Janeway some physical therapy as Tysus and Noam arrive, and he's like fixing her shoulder, and she's like, oh, that hurts. And he's like, yeah, it better hurt, baby. I like it when it hurts. She's like, that's creepy. Don't ever do that again, doctor. And he's like, oh, okay, ma'am. Tysus and Noam have no good news and have no idea where the kids are. Janeway commiserates, trusting Wesley Crusher, which I would too. And Noam says there's someone who Janeway should talk to. Guess who it is? Motherfucking Blazing Beverly Crusher, baby. I'd love to see a Beverly.
Yeah, I liked how they were trying to keep the timelines between this and Picard. You know, it's like, you know, eggs at this point, and according to Picard, like
this is pre-Picard
on a weird.
Yeah. This is
like, but it was around this time she was like went off on her own, left Starfleet, and was just like, you know, doing like her Doctors Without Borders type thing.
Right. Indeed. Yeah, we got Beverly Crusher up in here. You know, this is also when she was I think this is when she was raising Jack too, right? She definitely had Jack by this point. So he was supposed to be like 23 in the series, and so he was probably like a kid at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you think she would be like, hey, send a word to Wesley that, you know, he needs to come see me ASAP, you know, if you run across him again, because he has a little brother.
No, he knows. He's a traveler. He definitely knows. He's just jealous of him and doesn't want to see him. He'll try to strangle him in the crib like all kids do.
The handsome and good-looking brother. I hate him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the fucking 23-year-old brother who's actually like 35. So Janeway asks how Captain Picard is, and Crusher says she doesn't know since he's focused on the Romulan invasion. She asks how Wesley is, and Janeway gives her the report. Beverly says she hasn't seen Wesley in years, but he's a good man with a good heart, and she believes in what he's doing. I don't know. He's like luring kids to a planet so he can send them through a portal and stuff. It's a little weird. So Beverly says Janeway is something of a mother herself, and they just have to be patient.
Mother,
it's giving. Yeah, Beverly's like, listen, Catherine, it's giving mother. And Janeway's like, I have no idea what you're fucking saying, Beverly. Please don't be gay on me. Please don't be a gay man. That's against Starfleet regulations.
She's hitting a button under the table that says "execute now." Hoping like,
yeah, she's just hitting the self-destruct button over and over and over. So down on the planet, Chakotay tells Dal to move faster, and Dal doesn't like being bossed around, except in the bedroom. He likes to be told when to go to bed. Jankum is busy working on welding.
And when he can go to the bathroom.
Right, yeah, he loves that. That's why he has the pee drawer. Jankum is busy working on welding, and Hala Janeway, like you're busy working on welding for your job. Do you think he's doing the same kind of work?
He's using a future welder, and also I gotta say he should be wearing a full face shield because I'm sure, even though it's welding in the future, I'm sure it's still giving UV radiation out, so he could get a sunburn on his face.
It's giving UV radiation, mother.
It's giving sunburn.
It's giving Cancer season. Hello, Cancer rising, Cancer moon.
Jinkum Pog has skin cancer.
Jinkum Pog has a weird melanoma. What do you think this is, Chakotay?
Chakotay, I'm scared. I'm really scared here.
Chakotay, this is how my mom died. I don't want to go like this. I saw her go, and it was so sad and painful watching someone destruct like that. Please, Chakotay, please tell me it's not cancer. Chakotay, please.
Poor Jankum.
Yeah, poor Jankum. Jankum is welding, and Hala Janeway tells them to review the plan before they leave. And Chakotay doesn't want to leave anything to chance. They review the plan and talk about Adrik's plan to mix matter with antimatter. But there's a deuterium gas cloud looming over the planet. And guess what they need? Deuterium gas. That's how they regulate the fucking antimatter matter stuff thing, whatever. So the crew aims the Protostar towards the atmosphere, and Chakotay and Dal have a little disagreement about whose ship it is, because they've both been captain at this motherfucker. They raise a sail, and the Protostar creaks out of the sand as Chakotay gives orders. Suddenly, the Protostar is on a collision course with some giant rocks but just barely sneaks past as the engines scrape against the rocks. Chakotay says they better not do that again, as he gives Dahl a lesser task since he fucked up what he was doing, and Dahl is sad. Dahl is sad. And Dahl's like, "Oh, baby sad. Baby need to masturbate." And Chakotay's like, "What are you doing, Dahl?" And like, "Baby need cummy. Cummy time for baby." And Chakotay's like, "Now is not the time or place to do your fetish." And Dahl's like, "Oopsie, baby feel diaper."
I guess that, when you're just wallowing in self-pity, I guess that would be called a master hate.
Okay. That sounds like that sounds like the worst deathcore band of all time.
You're welcome if you want to use that as your band name.
Yeah, if you're a shitty deathcore band, steal that now, baby. It's on the table.
Yeah, steal that now. That's a free gift we're giving to you.
Or actually,
our listeners.
honestly, Master Hater, Hatur. That would actually go hard.
We are Master Hater.
That would actually go hard as fuck, to be honest. Because it could go a lot of ways. It's like, yeah, I'm a masturbator, but I'm also a master hater. But I also hate masters, like in the slavery context. Man, you got a lot of shit going on.
Master hater.
Master hater, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's good because it makes you think.
It does. It definitely. Master hater makes you think, baby. So the Protostar soars above the clouds as Rock goes down below, and by down below I mean down on Dahl, and Dahl's like, "Oh, baby, gonna cummy." Zero asks Magel if they need a hand, but they want to do their task themselves, and by task I mean rub one out. They're like, "I got 2 hands, thank you very much. Only 1 pussy." Do you think Vulcans only have 1 pussy? I bet Vulcans have 3 pussies. Like 1 for peeing, 1 for sex, and 1 for poo-poo. No butthole.
I mean, they came from a cat-like species, and cats have 3 eyelids.
And eyelids are kind of like the butthole of the face.
Yes.
When you think about it.
Now you're tracking.
Right. Now I'm trekking, baby. Now we're trekking. So the Protostar soars above. No, we already got that. So Dahl sits on the side of the ship, disappointed in himself after having cummies. Chakotay comes to console him. He comes, and he's like, "I hope you're consoled, Dahl." And Dahl's like, "How would that console me?" And he's like, "Well, you want to taste it?" And Dahl's like, "Do I? Yes." So Dahl tells him when he saw the future, he saw himself not being captain, and that bothered him. He wonders if he's not good enough to lead, and what good he is to a crew if he can't do that. Chakotay tells him about how, but he already did. Like, he already was good at leading. Like, he saved the day and everything. Like, he's a good captain. Like, why is he second guessing himself? This is season 1 bullshit,
I
baby.
think now because now he sees that it's like being a captain also takes like hard work and studying, and he doesn't like doing that. So now he's just like, oh, maybe, he has self-doubt. Right.
As you would if you were like just a guy who was like good at captaining a pirate ship, and then you were like, "Hey, we're gonna send you to military college." You'd be like, what? I don't understand. Like, yeah.
That'd be an OSHA violation.
I don't like these rules and regulations. Too many R's.
You have to go to HR. HR.
Yeah, what's a pirate's least favorite corporate department? HR. Okay.
Wouldn't that be their favorite because they like R-ing?
Yeah, but they do like a lot of stuff that makes human resources come down on them. Like,
that's true.
Mr. Redbeard. You can't you can't be doing this anymore. We've already had this talk before. You can't be bringing your parrot into work. It's unsanitary. It shits all over the place, and it repeats the things you say at home, which are completely unacceptable for work.
Also, it has crabs, and I'm not talking about the ones on the beach. I'm actually talking about like pubic crabs. Like, how did that happen? And actually, you know what? I don't want to know how your how your parrot has crabs.
That's our secret. Our
That's our secret.
So Chakotay tells Dahl about how he joined the Maquis in a young rebellious phase, and how he didn't find himself until he became Janeway's first officer. And he's like, and then I found myself to be incredibly dull. He tells Dahl whenever he lost, he should find where he's needed most. Suddenly, Murph sees something in the binoculars, and guess what? It's the deuterium cloud, motherfucker. It's that giant storm, and Protostar flies right into that bitch. Some deuterium up in these motherfucking engines, baby. So in the storm...
Get all sucked up.
In the storm, some giant flying eels, like from earlier, flank the ship as Hull Janeway steers the ship through the storm. Some lightning rips off their sail as they head into a cyclone in the storm. Gwyn tells everybody to hold on as they circle the cyclone. The rudder is damaged, and they need to fix it by dragging some ropes, so the whole crew goes out into the storm to fix the rudder. They pull the rudder straight as they near the eye of the storm. Chakotay has them open the ram scoops, which shout out to the word ram scoops. It's a really good one. It's one of the best words.
Ram scoops.
Ram scoops. That's what I'm gonna start calling my banging fingers. Ram scoops, baby. You scoop up the pussy and ram it hard, baby. That's how I'm gonna make you squirt with my ram scoops. Chakotay has them open the ram scoops, and the deuterium tanks begin to fill up. Suddenly a rope snaps, and the Shibari experiment is over. Suddenly a rope snaps, and Chakotay falls overboard. Dahl ties the rope to himself. He does a self-tie. If you know what that means, you're in the kink world. He does a self-tie and swims through the storm after Chakotay, but Chakotay's too far away to reach. So Dahl releases himself from the rope and grabs Chakotay, but loses the rope. Zero can no longer sense Dahl or Chakotay as a swarm of eels come upon them. And by come upon them, I mean they be jizzing eels. Eel jizz.
One of those other colloquials.
So Dahl swims further through the storm and finds the rope, saving Chakotay. Boo. They make their way back onto the ship, and it's fully capable with warp and impulse power now. Hull Janeway returns and congratulates the crew. Chakotay gives Dahl accolades and tells him he knows how to run his own ship. So Dahl's got that confidence again. Janeway says they're Andre 3,000 light years away from the nearest signal, and they'll need to rebuild a proto-drive to get there, meaning they'd have to build a small star. Dahl says they just rebuilt a whole starship, so let's go build us a star! End of episode. What do you think?
I liked it. Like, I like it anytime they use the Bussards collectors, you know, just like suck all stuff into there, because, you know, that's how they get stuff. And yeah, it was interesting. I don't think we've seen a starship used as a pirate ship yet in the Star Trek universe. I could be wrong, but I think. But yeah, that was interesting. I like what they did there. Even though it was like weird, like they were sailing on vapor.
They were sailing on vapor. I mean, yeah, they had like an actual sail that they were sailing on, which was pretty cool. Yeah, no, it was,
I thought this is very enjoyable. Like, it made me like Chakotay, surprisingly enough, which is like a feat I never thought would ever happen.
Right. So like, honestly, like, Hagman Brothers this season have made me like both Wesley Crusher and Chakotay. So I don't know, man. Bravo. You're retconning like the worst characters as like kind of likable, interesting characters, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, cool, actually. Good for you, to be honest. Like, I don't know. Next do like Kess. Bring Kess back. Fucking help Kess's reputation.
If she's not in jail.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she did
like
some stuff.
She flashed a bunch of kids.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did some weird shit. Yeah. She just learned from Neelix, though. I learned by watching you, Neelix. I learned by watching you.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I had a huge crush on Kess. I really liked her.
I still have a huge crush on Kess. I mean, the actress, not a 2-year-old, 3-year-old girl.
Yeah.
The actress from that time, not the one who exposed herself to children later.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. Please know what I mean. Please don't tell the cops if you don't know what I mean. Even if you do know what I mean, just don't
call the cops.
Don't tell the cops anything I said on the. Don't tell the cops about this program. Cops don't need to know about Soy Trek. This is a cop-free program. Please don't. Just please don't. Please.
Yeah.
I'm begging you. Don't do it. So, what would you give this episode?
I give it like an 8 out of 10. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think I give most of those. I mean, I don't think there's been like a single Prodigy episode that I've thought warranted less than like a 6 or a 7. Honestly.
Yeah, straight up. Like even
me personally,
the mediocre episodes of this program are like good. Like the first few episodes of the first season are whatever. They're just building to stuff. But like in the first couple episodes of this season, they're still building to stuff. But like, yeah, they're all good, to be honest. Prodigy is, in my opinion, the most consistently good Star Trek program.
Which I hope it didn't go to Netflix to die. Like, I hope there's going to be more seasons.
I would hope so as well. I hope this is successful, and I hope me downloading it didn't hurt their chances. I'd give both episodes an 8. I'd give this 2-parter a solid 8. It's I don't like it quite as much as the last 2-parter, but it's still very fucking good. It's very good television, great Star Trek. Tells a very complete story while also being part of a larger story. It's good as hell. Yeah. I liked it a lot. All right, you got anything else to say on this bad boy?
I think I'm good.
You think you're good in this neighborhood? You got anything else to say on anything else? Got anything else to say on? We should probably mention this before we leave. It's just been revealed that the Democratic vice presidential nominee, Tim Walz, is a Trekkie. I don't know if you heard this.
No way.
He's a Trekkie. He's definitely talked about at length like Star Trek and how like it's the most. He said it's the most accurate and best vision of a sci-fi future or something like that. So,
wow.
Yeah,
he should be the one running, I guess. Like, yeah, because he also did like the free school lunches.
No, he's done a lot of great shit for Minnesota. Straight up, he's a good governor. He's been super fiscally responsible while also like enacting great social programs. He's not totally pro-Israel. He's not terrible. I mean, we could do a lot better. We could always do a lot better, but we could do a lot worse. I mean, Kamala's a lot worse. I don't know. Tim Walz, not terrible. He also likes Steely Dan, which you know how I feel about that. It makes me want to love him, but he's still a politician, so
you're please, it can only get so hard.
Yeah, he's interesting guy though. Maybe check him out. Yeah. And he's a Trekkie, so he's one of us. One of us. That being said, thanks for joining us. This has been Soy Trek. If you'd like the show, please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you get podcasts. And most importantly, please go check out patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. where you can find all of our other shows and other ways to support us and merch and all types of fun shit. With that, my name has been Britton.
And I have been Pat.
You've been listening to Soy Trek.
And thanks for trekking with us, soy boys, girls, and other willy beans.
Hang dong.
Hang dong.
And shocker.
Shocker.
Wrong song.
Soy, 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 soy. Well, a pirate's life is a hungry life, and you're always wanting more. I got no kid and I got no wife to greet me back at shore. So when I land, wages in hand, well, I head down to the store, and I tell them, give me all your crisps, and they fill me to the core. Oh, what does a pirate say to a bag of lace? Ships ahoy! What does a pirate say to a bag of lace? Ships ahoy! What does a pirate say to a bag